Just 9 times for England and received his last cap 18 months ago. So, does he deserve to be recalled for South Africa 2010? So there's a spring in his step again at the age of 30, but does he deserve an England recall? To talk about that, we've been joined by Craig Morraies. He's a coach with Little League Malaysia here in Kuala Lumpur and a Manchester United fan. Great to have you on the show, Craig.
Great to be here.
So tell me, what kind of player is Michael Owen now compared to what he was like, in the last World Cup?
Obviously, there's been a load of injuries to him that have happened since 2006. It's taken away his pace that he used to have when he was 18 years old. He can't beat his man as well as he could when he was at Liverpool. So what he's lacked in pace, he's made up for in experience, and he's got the ability to get in the right positions, as it proved in the Manchester derby this season. And if there's a chance in the box, you just want it to fall to Michael Owen.
He's a great goal poacher. The desire is back, but there's a lot of competition now for spots within the England setup. Jermaine Defoe, Darren Bent. Are you going to leave those kind of players behind?
That's a good point. We are quite blessed in the strikers department at the moment, but how many of the strikers are actually international quality? We talk about Darren Bent. He's doing it domestically. It still remains to be seen whether he can replicate that form on the international stage. Owen, with his experience and his ability in the box, I just feel that he'll be good as a fifth striker to take to South Africa.
Yeah, he still has that instinct. He still gets the goals. We saw a hat-trick in the Champions League. But, it's 30 years old. It's been around on the scene a long time, hasn't he?
He has. I think it's been about 12 years since Michael Owen burst onto the scene. He's not the same player like he was when he was at Liverpool, but he's still very effective, and it's been a great signing by Ferguson, if you ask me, and it could prove to be a shrewd buy.
Well, the Liverpool fans, of course, are not that happy that he's at Manchester United. Who would have guessed a few years ago that he'd be at Old Trafford? But let's have a look at Owen as a Liverpool player and see how he was like then, because he really, he was almost like a different man at that point, wasn't he? So young, so agile.
He was like a little boy playing with men back then. If you look at him, he's built completely differently now. Like I said, that pace, as you just seen that clip over there, just takes him past the whole back line, and he even beats the keeper to it, and he gets himself a goal. Whether we'll see that these days or not, I doubt it, but he's still effective, and that's what you want.
That was his first Premier League goal, so that was something that was quite interesting. But let's now get a bit of a taste of what we saw earlier from Michael Owen when he was here in Malaysia, and was speaking to Jay about the big controversy of him moving to Old Trafford, having been a Liverpool legend.
How does it compare to all the other teams that you've played with?
Well, I've been with some other big teams, but yeah, this is a very big team, obviously, especially out here in Asia, and they've won the league for the last 3 years, so obviously they're doing something right, and hopefully we can continue that.
So that was Michael Owen talking to my co-host Jay Menon back in July. So let's get to the nitty-gritty, Craig, and talk about that England squad. What does Owen need to do now to really force Fabio Capello's hand?
For starters, he needs to play more games for Man United. Ferguson has come out and he said Michael Owen will play enough games to impress Fabio Capello. But the advantage that he has over the other strikers is that Man United are involved in a lot more competitions than, say, the likes of Aston Villa, the likes of Spurs. Man United, they've got the Champions League, they've got the FA Cup, they've got the League, they've got the League Cup semi-finals. These are games where Owen will get his chance, and he just needs to take that chance when it's been given to him by Ferguson.
It sounds like you've definitely want to see Owen in the setup. Let's have a look at his record, though, for England. I mean, no one could argue with 40 goals in 89 games. Way back in 1997, he made his debut, and look at that. Of course, he's appeared in those World Cups 98, 2002, 2006, there was a terrible injury. Last cap was in March 2008. Last goal, September 2007. So that's more than 2 years ago. And, of course, we did see Michael Owen here in Malaysia during the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. So it's a gamble that would pay off for Fabio Capello, in your opinion, Craig?
Yeah, I think so. As a fifth striker, I don't see why we wouldn't take a player of Michael Owen's experience, his ability in the box. If we're 1-0 down, if we look on the bench, I'd pick Michael Owen over, say, the likes of Darren Bent. I just feel that he's got that knack of getting to the right positions and he's got the ability to finish them off.
Well, of course, also involving Manchester United and other teams around Europe was the Champions League second round draw, and some mouth-watering ties were dealt up, including a return to Manchester, well, a possible return for David Beckham in the colours of AC Milan. Craig, what sort of reception do you think Beckham will get back at Old Trafford?
I think he'll get a very warm reception, Bex. Although he's not a local boy from Manchester, he's a player that's come up through the ranks at Old Trafford, die-hard Man United fan, and he's a player who's always gave his all for the club. He's always stated, even after he left, how much he loves the club, and he's a big, big hero in Manchester. I
mean, it's 2003 he left, right? I wonder how he's going to get on with some of those old teammates that you know, he played with, Gary Neville, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, those kind of people.
I'm sure a few text messages have been flying through to Gary Neville and Ryan Giggs, but it'll be interesting to see where Bex plays as well, if he's going to play in the centre of midfield or on the right. It will be a very interesting match. It's the first time Bex has been back at Old Trafford since he's left as a player. So it will be interesting to see him.
Of course, no guarantee that Bex is going to be on that plane to South Africa, although it does seem likely that he will be there.
I'm not too sure about that, actually. If we're looking at the right wingers that England have got, we've got Theo Walcott, we've got Aaron Lennon, who's having a great season at the moment. It's going to be hard for Beckham, but his experience is invaluable, and let's just hope he makes it.
Well, closer to home, we've been celebrating here in Malaysia the great SEA Games victory of Team Malaysia in Laos. And let's have a look at where that puts it in the big picture as we get the comments of Craig, who's spent a lot of time here in Malaysia studying and also working. What do you make of Malaysia's SEA Games victory?
I was very impressed by them. I've got to be honest, I didn't give them much of a chance at the start, considering it was a very tough group. But credit to the boys and Raja Gopal. They pulled it off. It was a great victory over Thailand. It just showed the fighting spirit that they have. Also in the final, I mean, they played Vietnam, who beat them 3-1 in the group stages, don't forget that. And it was a very tough match, and the boys, they gave 100%, and it was clear to see that they wanted, how badly they wanted it, and to end that gold medal drought.
It's fantastic. 20 years, it's a long time. Congratulations to Raja and the boys. We've invited Raja to come on the show next week, and we'll hope to see him soon. But Craig, great to have you on 442, the British-born coach for Little League Malaysia, and former striker, I should say, too.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been great to be on here.
All right, we'll see you again. Thanks very much to Craig. Let's now get a bit of go into the virtual world of football management. Here's Jay with Stadium Astro Fantasy.
Hello, what's up? Welcome to Stadium Astro Fantasy.